Jamie. Hi. Oh.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, admit. Oh, I have to admit everybody. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Beautifuls.
Okay, gallery.
What a great group.
Hello.
Hi, Ceedie.
Hi, I'm going to just go audio because I'm in the car, or else if you can just look at me from the side, okay?
Okay, Ceedie. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You're here. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. So before this call, you'll get, if you haven't seen it, I sent you in the inbox my updated meal plan with some more ideas and more full flavor kind of ideas that I had for you guys. And also a vegetarian one. So, because I've been asked by some of my clients some more vegetarian options and less meat. So I sent that one to you too. So now you've got an updated meal plan with meat and an update and a new plan with vegetarian. Okay.
Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome. And it's fun for me because I'll tell you this, I'm really having fun in the kitchen. And I feel that a lot of people right now, I'm being called to action to show people how quick and easy it is to make delicious meals that are full flavor, that where you don't want the snacking, where you don't want all those treats that you'll be wearing after for years to come. When you eat properly, you're going to get your better results quicker, faster, without any deprivation. So I'm really having fun fine-tuning these meal ideas. So I'm doing these little cooking tutorials in my kitchen, and it's so fun. They're just little snippets of game-changing ideas that you guys could start to practice, where you're going to feel like a freaking goddess in the kitchen, and it'll be like, oh my God, my meals taste amazing, and it didn't take me very long. You just need to have these ingredients in your kitchen. And then it's fun making these meals because they taste so good. So anyways, I did a bunch of videotaping this weekend, so you guys will be seeing it sent to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, so I'm going to do a deep dive into the diet for the next 10-15 minutes. And then I'm going to open up to question and answer after for you guys to give me some feedback and questions that I can answer, okay? So the first thing is, I need you to understand some things about the Fit and Healthy plan. So for you guys, when you come to me, you want to like burn fat, build lean muscle, have more energy, and get better sleep. That's kind of basically what these plans are all about. Well, to do that, you've got to signal to the body to actually make that happen. So the first principle in the Fit and Healthy plan is there's times you really don't eat. You can't, when you don't eat, you're forcing the body to use its own fat as fuel. So that's the time I really need you to be really, really firm with your, from dinner to breakfast, 14 hours of fasting. So that means that no food comes in, but you can have things like no calorie herbal tea, or no calorie sweetener, or no calorie bubbly water, or no calorie coffee in the morning. That's fine. There's no calories. So the body is still fasting. That's the time you are forcing the body to burn fat because there's no fuel coming in. The more that you do that, the more consistent you get at that, the better your body's ability to tap into switching gears to burn fat, okay? The great thing about burning fat is it's a clean source of fuel. So it's a clean source of energy. It doesn't give off a lot of free radicals, a lot of oxidative stress. It's really clean. So it upregulates what we call ketones. And ketones are what the brain really, it's a good brain fuel. So not only are you burning fat because there's no food coming in, but you're also making your own ketones from the liver that enter your brain and turn your brain on for you to get smarter too.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Can you have everyone put their mics on mute? I'm just having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. If everyone can put it on mute. Oh, I can
I
do it.
think you can
I
do
can
it
do
too.
it.
'Cause
Yeah, can you do it?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to fast well. So I want you to get really good at fasting 14 hours. If you're not menstruating, I want you fasting for 16 hours. If you're menstruating, it's a 12 to 14 hours. So that's the first principle. The second principle is I want you to get a hunger up before you eat. I want you to get hungry before you eat. Okay? So I really don't want you eating unless you're hungry, because if you're not eating, that does mean that your body has enough fuel in its system to use what it has, and it recirculates what it has. You don't want to put more fuel in. You actually have to get rid of that old bad habit of doing that if you have that bad habit. So get used to getting excited about actually being hungry, because when you're hungry, you wait till you're hungry, you have your food, but you know what? Your food is going to taste so much better as well because you're hungry for it. You ever notice that when you're not hungry and you're eating foods, unless it's chemically laced with things that are like taste enhancers, it's not really that enjoyable. It's kind of like there, yeah, but really it's not that enjoyable. It's so much, food always tastes better when you're hungry. And I know I use this as a trick for when my kids were little, is I got them really hungry and then I always served them a big plate of colorful vegetables because I knew that they were hungry, they would eat it. That was the first thing they saw, they ate it. Same with you, like get yourself hungry. So a way to do that is I love to work out fasted. So I work out, I'm building a hunger, then I eat, and my food is so much better. Plus, I am going to be staying lean all year round because I've broken my body down from training. The food is going to be partitioned to build the body up, not to store it as fat. So if you're looking at working out fasted and you're still hungry and but you want to work out fasted, I've got some tricks to get you through that little hump. The first one is if you have sparkling mineral water in the morning before you work out, it can stave off that hunger. The other thing is a coffee will do the same. Okay, it will stave off hunger, and then you can work out fasted. And the other one is if that won't work, then I would do a cup of bone broth with a good half a teaspoon of sea salt or Celtic salt, and then a couple sprinkles of cayenne or paprika in there. It's going to upregulate the partitioning of all the nutrients around the body, increases circulation. So if you have that bone broth, you can even have the bone broth while you're working out. It will stave off the hunger so that you can still work out without food in your body. And then when you're hungry, have your meals. So we talked about the principles of fasting well, and then now I'm going to talk about how you're going to feed well, because I've got two plans for you today. So let's talk about the one that's kind of more meat-based. So that one, basically, the principles of this is eat when you're hungry. So your breakfast, I want it to be protein-rich. Why? Because you want to put a big log in the fire in the morning so that you're not eating all day. It's going to give you energy for 4 to 5 hours so that you're not strapped to the fridge, so that you can be productive doing other things instead of thinking about food. It's also going to stimulate a hormone called glucagon when you eat protein. Glucagon is your fat burning hormone. So it's going to stabilize blood sugar so that you don't gain weight. It's going to help you be more productive. I find most of my clients are still not eating enough protein for breakfast. And so if you can just work on getting that 35 to 40 grams of protein-rich breakfast, and for me, oftentimes I'll eat like a lot of protein I'll be in ketosis all day, which means I'll be eating protein, a little bit of fat, and hardly any carbs, so that I'm in this ketosis state, which is a clean source of fuel, burning fat, building muscle. And then at night, my dinner is my refeed. That's when I refuel the body with the carbs to allow for a slow release of sugar throughout the night so I can sleep. That is the framework to the Fit and Healthy plan. Protein-rich breakfast, protein-rich lunch, and then the refeed of the carbs at night with still some protein, but a little bit less protein at night, but the refeed of the carbs in the evening. Okay, that's going to help your circadian rhythm. Why? Because the morning, that's the time your body has a lot of hydrochloric acid production. And hydrochloric acid production is needed to break down the protein. So you're working with your body if you eat that amount of protein for breakfast, because you've got the hydrochloric acid there to break it down, okay? So that's the other reason we're going to eat a high protein breakfast. So just make sure, like, you really look at, am I eating 35 to 40 grams of protein? That's the key. Sometimes, I mean, there'll be days you just eat protein for lunch and for breakfast and lunch, and then dinner, you have less protein, and then you just put the carbs in. You don't have to have carbs during the day, but I would like you to refeed them in your evening. So the meal ideas that I have for you is, it's basically going to be one of 3 meals. The first one is you'll have your own protein bar. So for me, I'll do my perfect protein bar with I like the whey protein, but if you can't eat whey, then just use the plant-based protein, but make your own bars and have those. Chocolate is like such a good serotonin boost. Cocoa nibs are a serotonin boost. The other ingredients in that bar is the coconut oil, which is an antimicrobial, which cleans out the bad guys. It's a clean source of fuel. And then you've got the maca in there as the libido boost, and it tastes good. And then a bit of, if you're putting any coffee in, it gives you that little bit of, well, it makes it taste good also. And then the almond butter is very little almond butter, but it makes it taste so delicious, the chocolate almond. So just a reminder about those protein bars, how amazing they are. So I'll have about 2 or 3 squares of those, or you could do the green smoothie. So that means get your blender, put your berries in. I don't want to see tropical fruit. I just want to see a cup of berries or even a half a cup of berries. And then I want you to put your coconut milk or almond milk. And then I want you to put your handful of greens or not, but you want those 2 ingredients in for sure. And then the greens will really help you if you want like the spinach or the kale. Blend it up. And then what you can do is put your 40 grams of protein into that, and you mix it up, and then you can sprinkle your seeds in there, sunflower, sesame, whatever kind of seeds you want. So that would be a really good breakfast. Or you could do your omelet. So for me, omelets or meat in the morning just slows me down, but that's my body. I want you to read your body. Omelets, no. Lunch, yeah, that's when I'll have my eggs or lunch. And I basically just have eggs and a few cut up vegetables at lunch. And then dinner, I'll have like my meats with my roasted veggies, a little bit of cut up raw veggies, and then a tiny bit of fat. And then I always have my dessert, which is either coconut bread, I toast it, or I do buckwheat bread. So, because I do add some grains into my diet because I'm very active and I train pretty hard, so I can handle more carbs because I'm very insulin sensitive. So if you train hard and you do a lot of exercise, you can have more carbs at night. But until you're there, I would really reduce the carbs and just have a little bit at night. But just so you know, if you're training harder, you can add more carbs and it'll be fine. So that's the meat idea. So if you want to go more vegetarian, then what you're going to want to do is you can either do the green smoothie for breakfast. You could do coconut yogurt with the berries, with the protein and a bit of seeds, or you could do the protein bar. That would be a good breakfast. For lunch, that's when you're going to want to do a quinoa salad. So you can do, and I've already sent you the meal ideas, but you would do quinoa, okay? So like a half a cup of quinoa with cut up veggies, right? Above ground veggies. You would do a tablespoon of seeds and a handful of sprouts. Now you have a complete protein lunch, okay? Without meat. So that's one idea for you that want to go more vegetarian, no problem at all. You could do a bean or lentil soup, okay? But again, you want to keep these sprouts on hand because you want to put the sprouts in there with the tablespoon of seeds. Because when you do, it's a complete protein when you add the sprouts and the seeds to your beans, or the sprouts and your seeds to your grains. That's a complete protein. So you can do that for lunch, or you can just have yogurt and protein powder and your seeds. Like you can do that for lunch too if you want. It's a really light lunch. Okay, I do want you to remember to put Celtic salt on all your foods. It'll bring out the flavor, but it's also going to help with more minerals, adding more trace minerals into your diet. And then for dinner, if you want to go vegetarian, you know, that's when I'd want you to add some fish or seafood or eggs, because I want you to have animal flesh, or sorry, not animal, but fish or seafood at least once a day. So that would be great if you can have it, say, for dinner. So fish or seafood or eggs, and then with your veggies, and then a little bit of fat to that. But that's just kind of the breakdown of a meat-based diet and a vegetarian-based diet. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the lines to questions, and I'm gonna unmute everybody, and then if whoever wants to ask a question, I know Sue had one. So who wants to start?
Can you just clarify how much you said lighter protein at dinner? Or how much protein at dinner?
Yeah, everybody has their own protein requirements based on the customized plan that I provided for them. So a lot of you have about 100 to 120 grams of protein. So what I like to do is break it down to 40 grams for breakfast and around 30 grams for lunch, and then around 30 grams for dinner. Or you can do 40, 40, 30. So 40 at breakfast, 40 at lunch, and then say 20 or 30 for dinner. So because your stomach acid production is actually lower in the evening, that's why. And you need stomach acid to break down your protein. Plus I want you to do the carb refeed as your dinner to help you sleep through the night. That's why.
I'm trying to have a heavier protein at lunch because I find sometimes meat is hard to digest, and then I feel my stomach feels off at night.
Right.
So I like the
How does it
idea
feel
of maybe
off at night? How does it feel off at night?
heavy. Like I find it heavy to digest, like a meat.
It could be because you're not moving in the evening, and during the day you're kind of more active and you're moving things. So what you can do, just an idea, is it's always a good idea to either train before you work out or go for a walk after. A walk after you eat, just like a nice sunset walk, is really going to help with digestion, as long as you don't walk too fast. It's going to really help what we call lower the I can't even say the word because for some reason my tongue doesn't say it. It balances blood sugar so it doesn't raise. If you walk after dinner, it's one of the best things you can do to help with digestion. So if you are having a meat-based protein, or say you eat too much by accident because something happens, just go for a 30-minute walk and you're going to feel so much better. You'll wake up with a flat tummy and have more energy.
Sounds good.
Well, it works. I've done that. Sometimes I can't get my exercise in before I train, so I make sure after I eat, I go for a walk. And you know what? Bring the family. Oh my God, it's so fun.
You mean before you eat or before you train? What do you mean?
So in the evening, I actually do a set of weights before I have my dinner. And if I can't get my set of weights in for 20 minutes before I have my dinner, then I'll have my dinner and then I'll go for a walk after. So either I do my weights before dinner, or I'll have my dinner and then do a walk after.
Okay.
I always do that. I always do. I'm telling you, even if my dinner is later, I'll always do one set of weights. Because what happens is you are partitioning your meal to repair the body instead of storing it as fat. It's true. And you've upregulated all the circulation. Your body is working so efficiently. And so the meal just gives you nourishment to replace what you've broken down. And man, you'll see way faster results by doing that. I do that all the time. I build that into my schedule. You have to build it into your schedule and keep your word to yourself. Keep your word. Even if you're running, just do a little bit. Yeah. It works. question about diet or when to eat or anything else?
Oh, I had a question. The last time you and I talked, we were talking about, I was asking you about some kind of oil. I can't even remember what it was now. And another one that I rediscovered, but I'm not sure if it's a good fat, is what is it? I might have to go look in my pantry now. I can't remember what it is. Hold on a second.
Sunflower
I
sesame.
had to come upstairs to charge my laptop, but
Okay, while she's doing that, Michelle, can you talk about what kind of beans for the vegetarian dinner? Because that's something I don't really eat much of. I don't know what the frick to do with them.
You're gonna love what I did. I actually posted. Please look at the Facebook. I walked you through step by step exactly how to prepare your beans for best digestion and best enjoyment. So because there's a way to do it where they're so easy to digest and they taste so good. And what I did after I prepared the beans and I cooked them, I showed you how to do it. I added them to my Wicked Thai soup, coconut soup last night with chicken.
Oh.
And I added the beans to it, and I added less coconut milk, but more of the beans that I've already cooked, and I put it in the blender. So I half the soup I blended in the blender, and half the soup I kept it kind of like with chunks in it. So I added
What kind of beans?
What?
What kind of beans?
Yeah. So I got mine mixed. Okay, here's your best bet to get started. You can buy sprouted Ezekiel Adzuki beans at Nature's Fair. They're already sprouted. You could buy sprouted lentils, or you could just buy the beans. You could just buy the beans at Costco. They're called mixed beans, and
I'm not going to Costco.
I'll take a photo
Too much of a lineup.
and I'll send it. Would you like that?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Just quick question. I can't find the coconut kefir at Nature's Fair, the type that I can't remember what it's called, the type you suggested. Do you know where I can get some of the brand you like?
Yeah, I do. It's just get a hold of Urban Harvest.
Urban Harvest? Okay.
Yeah, send them the message saying, I'd like Nature's Solution.
Nature's, yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, they don't have it at Nature's Fair. So.
Yeah, so ask for Nature's Solution coconut kefir, and they'll be able to get it for you.
Awesome.
It's really good. Get the plain though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, I remembered. I figured out what it is.
Okay.
Sesame oil. Is that what it
Which?
was?
What's it?
Sesame oil?
Oh, really good.
Oh, woo! Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, really
Love
good.
it on salad with yogurt.
Really good.
On like an Asian salad, yeah.
Do you put a different oil in there or just straight sesame oil?
Yes, me?
Jamie, yeah. Do you
Oh,
put,
yeah. I actually have a really awesome recipe that my boyfriend's friend gave to me, and I can't find the recipe, so I always kind of go off the top of my head. But once I find it, I'll get it from him again, and I can post it on there.
Yeah.
Because it's like a really delicious Asian yogurt dressing.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for posting the bone broth. That was really good,
Yeah.
Jamie. I love that stuff. Like, we all need these ideas. It keeps us inspired and motivated. So anybody who also has any like really good recipes, I'm going to post the Wicked Thai coconut soup. It's really, really good.
That was my next question. Perfect.
Oh, it's such a winner. I'm going to be,
I love Wicked Thai.
And I also, beans are so good at like thickening soup, I've discovered. You blend them.
yeah. And they're really good for you if you can prepare them properly. And I walked you through how to do that.
Yeah.
It's a carb. It's not a protein.
The beans?
Unless you add sprouts and seeds to it, then it makes the whole dish protein rich. Yeah. Yeah. You have to have the sprouts and the seeds to it for it to be protein rich. Otherwise, it's mainly carb.
So if you're incorporating these into your meal, and I've been trying only to eat my carbs or save my carbs for dinner. So what is like a good serving of carbs, or I mean of beans, then to like keep it so that you're not over carbing?
Yeah. I like to limit it to a half a cup of cooked. I think is very reasonable. And just remember, the more active you are, the more you can have. So the less active you are, you actually want to eat more. You want to eat more protein and fat. And sorry, the less active, the more protein and fat. The more active, the more carbs. Just always keep that in mind.
That's true only after you resolve some digestive issues, though, right? Because right now I'm very active. I mean, I walk at least 5 to plus 8, 6K to 7K a day and hike up mountains, but I'm not doing carbs except a little bit of sweet potato twice a week, or that's it.
Yeah, the beginning stages for some people need to follow that.
Yeah.
True. No, you're right.
So just for now.
Just for now. It's all going to change, but just for now, just to turn things around quicker, faster for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're already, like, how are you doing? You're doing amazing.
Doing a lot better, yeah. I mean, I got such bad asthma, they had started me on 3 different drugs, and I'm not in any of them anymore. In 10 days, I'm off all of them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dang.
I know. And I'm walking, my husband was just walking with me. We were going up the mountain this morning, and straight up, and he's like, "You haven't even eaten anything today. Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine."
That's a sign of it.
I wasn't able to do that without coughing, and I've been walking every day for several years now, but in terms of all the lung issues and all of that, so it's much better.
You look better.
Yeah, good.
No, you do. No. Has anyone else said anything? You look better.
I'm not seeing a lot of people right now, I guess.
Your husband
Yeah.
must.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but we've been together for 30 years, so he doesn't notice much anymore. But yeah, he's noticed definitely a huge difference. He keeps mentioning the difference in my energy. It's like, wait a minute, you didn't feel like you needed a nap. You're still going. What are you doing? So yeah, he's made a lot of comments that way for sure. Yeah,
that's good. And is he changing what he's doing now that he's watching you, or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, now I'm on.
Hello.
I couldn't get on. A few of us. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't been, there's about 3 of us that couldn't get on, and suddenly it finally let us in, Michelle, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same with me.
And we were messaging, and I know you're in the call, so yeah. So anyhow, hi everybody, and sorry to interrupt.
Hi.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. You guys will get the recording, but okay. Maybe what I do is there's no password. I think that's what.
Yeah, that's a big thing. If there's no it just said you would let me in, and I was waiting there until now.
I think if I just do no password, then I think you guys can all get on, right?
I think that's perfect. Yes. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, guys. So
no, that's right.
Okay.
We were just listening to a success story from Christine. She's just started, and there was 3 medications that you're off now.
Yeah, because just before this, I'm a professional flute player, and actually I had to quit being the principal of the symphony because I had a really bad pneumonia in the fall, and my breathing and they put me in a lot of different antibiotics and drugs, and then I was finally left with lots of inhalers, and by the time I did my last symphony series, I couldn't get through it. So I was gasping for breath, and I couldn't drive myself because I was worried I was going to have an asthma attack and end up in the hospital. And I actually didn't previously have asthma. So they had me on, going to the hospital for tests, they had me on 3 different inhalers. I was refusing to take prednisone, but they were trying to get me to take that as well. I took it for a couple of days, and I said, never again. And anyway, so it's been 10 days and I'm off everything and I'm breathing and hiking up the mountain. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just not taking those allows your liver to regenerate even faster. Even though you're on the drops, it's gonna amplify everything. And then your body can remember, like you're reminding the body what it should be doing anyways, because you're not driving it in a direction that's chemical or artificial. So there are so many benefits to what you're doing. And remember to stay close in touch with me, because I mean, your body's shifting pretty quickly. And like, just stay in touch. Like, you guys are never bothering me. If you ask me a question by email, you're never bothering me. I love to answer your questions because I want you guys to succeed as much as you guys want to succeed. Mike.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Sorry I got in late. I had the same problem as the other girls getting in.
I'll make sure there's no password so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, no sweat. I was a little late remembering anyway. Anyway, I'm doing better. Lost a couple of pounds. But I only got my drops and stuff last Thursday, so. But
how did you feel when you started the drops?
How did I feel?
Like after you started the drops, you started taking them, did you notice a difference?
Well, psychologically for sure.
That's good.
You know, because I've had them years before with you, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I knew they would do their thing, and that's a question that I just thought of. I can't remember what chlorophyll. They were tablets that you wanted me to take, but they sent a bottle of liquid.
You know what I did instead? Instead of the capsules, I wanted it to go straight in the system quickly without digestion.
Okay. Well, I'm just following the directions on the bottle, so.
Yeah, so 1 full dropper in water.
Okay.
It's okay to put it, I'm putting it in my shake. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, does it taste good?
Yeah, it makes it more green, but I mean, that's okay.
Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know if it would taste good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll do that too.
Yeah.
I weirdly like it right underneath my tongue.
I know. The green. What are they calling you? Yeah. I love it. We're all gonna have green
man. And it is not the virus, okay? Just saying.
Love that. I love that you're outside, Carla.
Yes, no, lots of sunshine. I'm always in the sun, and I am not wearing sunglasses ever. I actually can go outside without any sunglasses anymore, so it's sweet. Yeah, yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
because we need to couple ourselves to the environment, be as you know, naked as we can, honestly, and be as natural as we can with Mother Nature, and not cover ourselves up and put chemicals on our body. Like, that's all marketing stuff. So I'm really proud of you, Carla. And how's your sleep? Is it getting better?
Oh yeah, all is good. All is good in my world. Yeah, everything's going good. I basically the only thing is I remember we were just doing more smoothies and then just one meal. Well, I was finding, you know, and getting I know there's a guy on the call, but once the monthly came, I was like, nope, sorry, no more smoothies. It had to be real food. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I was just listening to my body, but yeah, no, feeling great. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. And I for sure am all about the 100% coconut oil on the body. I've always done that. So really love that. And I totally agree. I got a nice golden tan already. See, that's a bonus of COVID, right, guys?
I want you all to have tans, all of you. I do. I want to see beautiful goddess and God and goddess tans on all of you, because that shows me you've got enough vitamin D status, and it looks healthy. And we meant to have a tan in the summer.
So that coconut oil that like often is supposed to be kept in the fridge, just put it on yourself cold?
Oh, I never keep mine in the fridge.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, it's a saturated fat.
Right. Okay.
So it's stable at room temperature.
Good to know. I don't know where I got the idea, or people seem to keep it in their fridge. So
I don't know
I was
where that
thinking,
came from.
yeah. Okay.
I
Good.
mean, it's from the tropics. I don't know. It doesn't have to be in the fridge at all.
So it's not going to be
stable fat.
freezing cold. Put it on my body. Great.
Yeah, it's a stable fat. So I buy it by the gallon and I just go through a lot of it. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's no more questions. So yeah, I sent you 2 new meal plans for you guys to look at. I will be sending you some cooking tutorials, some ways to soak and sprout your beans for easy digestion. I'm also, I love this full flavor seasoning mix that I made up myself, that if you follow my recipe and you buy these herbs and spices and you put them into a jar, that goes on everything. And it's foolproof. All your food's going to taste so much better, and it's really quick to do, and you can put it on pretty much anything. So I kind of made this recipe up myself, that you'll get a little video on it. And the other thing you'll get is the Wicked Thai coconut soup. Nothing beats this. Nothing on the planet. I'm telling you, it's so good.
Great.
So
I'm gonna make it this week.
Pardon?
I'm gonna make it this week because I need soup.
Okay, well, I will be posting that ASAP.
Thank you.
And then don't forget about the Wellness Wednesday with Michelle. If you can join in live, I'll be in my kitchen, and I'll be doing more cooking demonstrations. And actually, my biggest thing is, how do you stay on your diet and still feed other people well, so that you're not in the kitchen all evening? And there's a simple strategy to follow where you can stay on your diet and still make other meals for other family members where you're all happy. But I'll be sharing that with you on Wednesday, because I get a lot of, I don't want to make 2 meals because I have other family members that don't like what I'm eating. Well, I'm going to be solving that problem on Wednesday. Okay?
Thank you.
And then I'm open to any other ideas for next week. This week is all about the diet. Next week, if you guys want some exercise tips, I can pull together a really easy routine for you guys to do at home, if that interests you, or anything else that interests you. Just let me know what you guys need help with, and we could do the call on that. It's up to you.
That'd be awesome. Any kind of tips there? Always good.
What, the exercise ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just make that happen. I'll just do I'll do an exercise routine for you guys.
Awesome. And even when we're going on treks, because if I'm going on treks, maybe you can kind of throw in a little something else we can do on the trek. Now, no jumping off cliffs or anything, but.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, I still want you here. No, there's definitely some stuff you can do for sure. Yeah. That'll be fun. Okay, yeah, it's time for that next week. This week will be about the diet. Next week will be exercise.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Michelle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Michelle, anything you discussed earlier that before we were able to get on, will you be sending that, or?
Everything's videotaped and recorded. You got the whole thing recorded.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.